My name is Brian Kithinji. Currently serving as a youth chair, ACK St. Paul's. Out of church, I'm an electrical engineer. I was a not so very responsible person, one, in terms of governing people. Two, I would say I wasn't as keen in terms of building friendships. But now that I'm a youth chair, it's something that I'm looking forward to. It's something that I'm very much happy doing each and every Sunday. I love cooking. Also chapati. Not cooking per se, but eating chapati. Cooking, maybe other things, but on the side of eating, I would say I love chapati. I love being innovative. It's something that I highly encourage even other people to do. Trying to venture into the art of trying new things, inventing new things. That's something that I love doing outside of church. How I became the youth chair of SPY. It's taken a while, getting to a point now that I'm a youth chair. So one of the things that happened was that when I joined this church, I got to meet some very interesting people who took me through the art of leadership. They did not give me leadership roles, but I was part of things that were happening. So with time, I was attracted to the art of leading people, to the art of taking responsibility. So that's, maybe I would say that has been my journey into becoming the youth chair. It's something that I wasn't expecting, but I could see some green flags coming based on how I used to interact with people, based on how I used to want to lead people. So it's something that I saw coming. I would say it's a balance of seeing it coming and not seeing it coming. So in between. One, it's a very happy environment. So I have a very good vibe with people. I would say we are a very close community where we see ourselves as a family. So it's more of a family vibe, and that's the loveliest of things about St. Paul's. How I thought the role would be, I would say easier than what it is right now. For example, I used to think that leading people, in as much as it looks easy, you are dealing with a lot of people's emotions, a lot of people's temperaments. So getting to manage all that into one focused, I would say, idea that all of us can chip in so that we can go in the one direction. That has been the biggest challenge, but that's something that we are improving each and every day, and we are working towards the right direction. So one of the things that people don't see is that art of commitment, where we have to ensure that first, you are committed yourself. Second, you have a team that you have to encourage as well, in order to keep them motivated, one, and two, keep them aligned within the common vision of the SPY community. What I mean by that is that, one, I have a very supportive team that I work with. On the other part, there's that aspect of now my other life where I also have to give it time. So one, how I manage it is that I have a very wonderful team that I work with, and two, on this other aspect of life, I have also very supportive colleagues that make life easier for me in both areas. So yes, it's an in-between game. There were many times that I felt that I needed to be strong for my team, because not being strong would mean that the whole team would be demoralized. So there are times when, even when I knew that my life wasn't very okay, I had to be good, I had to show up, I had to do what I needed to do for the greater good of the entire community. Yes. The most fulfilling part of leading SPY, I would say, one, it's the bonds that we build within the SPY community. I have found that I have met people here that I did not expect to bond with them in the level that we have bonded, and we have continued this friendship from SPY to outside of SPY. So it has been a journey of meeting new people. It has been a journey of getting to experience things that you never thought were possible, getting to meet even the older generation that are inspired by what we do here in SPY. So yes, there were times when I did not feel like doing it, or rather I did not feel like even showing up. So I would say there were those times, and there were times when I did not feel like, but I still had to show up. What kind of impact I would want to leave? A question that requires someone to think about the answer very carefully. The kind of impact: one, I would want to leave a team that is self-sufficient. What I mean by that is a team that can be able to make decisions on its own without requiring very much input from me that is leaving the team. A team that is aware that we are supposed to lead in a Christian way, in a way that glorifies God. I would want to leave behind as well a youth, or that goes to the extent of even doing business out of church, in a way that you empower the youth, even the community around you. So not just St. Paul's itself, but also outside of St. Paul's. We would want to reach out there. If it's possible that we even open hospitals out there, if God allows us to do that, well and good. The hardest part about leading young people, one, it's the fact that young people have a lot of energy, and if not channeled in the right direction, a lot of things might come about. For example, you might organize something as simple as a movie night that should end up being something that glorifies God, but if not well managed, a lot of things might come about out of it that are not ideal. So the thing that is challenging about managing young people is the energy, just the energy, trying to channel their energy towards the right cause. One challenge that keeps me up at night. I would say one thing that used to keep me up at night, I use the word used there, is, was I doing the right thing? Am I doing the right thing at the right time? Am I walking in the right direction? So how I got about it was that I learned to take each and every day, I do things one thing at a time. So that was one way that I got to deal with it. So I make sure that I first finish this task, then I go to the next one, because that was a very big challenge for me as well, when it comes to SPY and also when it comes to the outside world. I feel that from where we are as a nation as well, it's very evident of how the youth are responding to the government. One, they are rebellious, so I feel that they don't fully trust the leadership. But now, when it comes now to the local leadership, we try and include them as much as possible in these conversations, so that they are part of the decision making, and so that they don't feel like they are outsiders within this community. So that's one way we have been dealing with it. So it's something that I see among youth, being rebellious and not trusting the leaders. But now for us, how we do it is that we involve them in most decisions. I believe each and every one of us has his or her own problems that they are dealing with. So yes, I also have my own. Yes. In case of anything, I have a couple of people that I talk to outside there. Have I ever tried to help someone and I felt that I failed them? I'm trying to remember. Yes, actually, yes. But that wasn't a member of the youth community. He was more of the older generation. So what happened is that he was quite sick, and at that particular time, my resources weren't as much. But then also trying to find resources to help him out, it was quite a challenge as well. So when he died, I felt very bad, because if I had the resources to help him out financially, I would have done it. It depends, for example, whether the youth leaders struggle to relate with the people we lead. It depends on, for example, if I as a leader want to relate with them in the first place. It's more of a choice. So I wouldn't say like we struggle, but it's more of a choice where, for example, one might feel that they want to interact with friends that they have known for some time as compared to new people. So yes, at times there's always that struggle. I would want to see more interactions in terms of people getting to build things that originate from here out there as well. For example, you would find that people get to bond from SPY, then they go outside and do something that can benefit them. For example, they might start a business. Those are the kind of bonds that make me happy, because I know that you have made a lifetime friend from church, and that's a very happy feeling for me and for many other people as well. If our leadership is successful, what will be different? I would say one, the youth are more, what would I say, vocal in terms of their issues. Two, the youth can be able to interact with the older generation, and there's no that feeling of like there's a gap between the older church members and the youth. So they're able to interact freely, and you can see from that you can be able to get even job connections, such kind of conversations going on. Yes. One, what I wish that the youth understood more about leadership is, one, it's one of the very best things that can ever happen to someone, because you get to experience the art of responsibility at a larger scale as compared to leading yourself. Now you get to experience the art of responsibility at a larger scale, where you are leading multiple people with a lot of ideas that they want to express. So it's all about now channeling those ideas on one direction. So it's something that I would highly encourage people to try out in their life. From my experience, the things that the young people are not saying are, for example, one, the church to introduce programs that teach them about things that aren't taught here in church. For example, one is the art of business. A lot of young people are trying to start their own businesses, or most of the youth are in a phase where they're trying to start their own businesses, but they don't know where to start. So I feel that the youth would want to learn the art of, one, doing business, two, things as controversial as sexual education topics. You find that a lot of youths are finding themselves in places where I would say the word is messed up, and they have no one to talk to, or they do not know what to do about it. So those are two areas that I believe the youth would want to know, and the church should open up those conversations. Why the youth would want to open up outside as compared to the church? Kujajua. Ama unapata kuna hii word unasikianga watu wakisema like wasi wanakuangalia manze, in as much as ni church wanakuangalia ile judgmental eyes like huyo alifanya hivyo na ni mtoto wa nani, na ni mtoto wa pastor. So ukisikia vitu kama hizo from people hata within the church, utaogopa hata kuopen up. Inaweza kuwa ni kitu genuine tu, kitu ilikutendekea, but utakuwa afraid kuopen up juu kama wasi walikuwa na judge wase wengine, pia unajua like pia wewe uko mbali sana. Some of the most common struggles in my youth who hide kwa church. One, finances. You would find maybe someone hasn't eaten yesterday or even breakfast or something, but they appear to be very happy in church. They appear to be jovial, they lead even praise and worship, or they do other activities, but deep down after church ends, huyo msee ana struggle, like anashangaa ataenda home kufanya nini na ana food. So I think that's one area that people hide wakiwa kwa church, finances. The reason why the young people are afraid of talking about these things is one, bengine wana feel that hata wakiongea hakuna like a proper channel ya kuwasaidia, ama wana feel like hiyo wameongea, yes wameongea, okay what next? Umeongea but then unapata mse unaongelesha na kuambia tulia hapo, Mungu atakusaidia. So hata next time ukipata issue kama hiyo utaenda kwake tena, because huyo msee hakusaidia last time na hata hakuoffer like a channel ya venye utasaidika. I've seen it happen in different generations where you find that the older generation are very judgmental towards the youth, and the youth themselves, because they are coming from such kind of homes, you find them that they're also judgmental towards other youth. So one, I would say it's something that is slowly fading away, because the youth are starting to discover there's power in not being judgmental and embracing your fellow brothers and sisters. So I would say it's creating a safe space now. Mental health. One of the reasons I am born mental health, in my own opinion, why I feel that inakuanga a big issue, especially in church, ni one, the fact that you are seeing many other people successful, you start wondering now what's wrong with you. And that creates a loop where you are afraid of asking the question of what can I do to be like you? But you start I would say envying from a further place, but then you don't get to seek help from that particular person, because you would find that that particular person is also very isolated. They do not want to interact with many other people, so you start developing some sort of expectations towards yourself. Yes, I feel that most youth have a personal relationship with God. It's just that how at times we do it, we want to seclude ourselves from for example, from other believers. So they want to have a very individualized relationship with God, forgetting that unity is strength. So yes, they do have a strong relationship with God, but now the thing that matters a lot is the commitment bit. Are you committed to this God that you are saying that you have a personal relationship with? So yes, people have a very personal relationship with their God. Yes. Tuliacha church but hatukuacha God. I think such a thing inatokea from the aspect of how unaona a lot of churches, or some churches our preach about God anymore. It's more of tutoe hii pesa, sijui pesa hii inahitajika, sijui we are doing this, sijui lipia hii blessing ndio upate hii. So I would say that a lot of youth are fed up with that. A lot of youth are fed up with religion being tied to money. So they want to seek a spiritual life with Christ, but then what they are being fed, they feel that it's not the right way. So they end up leaving church for the pursuit of a relationship with God, a personal relationship with God at a deeper level. But then they end up forgetting that the fact that you separate yourself means that you are now more vulnerable, and now the part about commitment now becomes a bigger challenge now. Not unless you follow through like 100% in terms of now doing what's supposed to be done. They will say reading the Bible, going to help out the needy. So I think the reason why they leave is because of the church, what is being preached, and two, maybe someone got hurt in church. Maybe someone was heartbroken by the pastor or some other member. But I would say that's not a very good reason for leaving church. You can always change that particular church and go to a different church and try it out. If it fails from there, you go to a different one. So the churches are many to try out. Growing spiritually is more of a personal commitment that one chooses. So the church just shows you this is the path, but now growing spiritually, that's now a personal thing that you can grow spiritually from anywhere, within the church and also outside of church. Why the church avoids real conversations about dating relationships? I would say I don't think it avoids. It's just that it takes a very different approach when it comes to talking about dating relationships. So you would find some of these programs, for example, when the church is supposed to arrange for these programs to be held, maybe like a seminar or something, you find that the people in charge who are supposed to do that, they end up not doing it for their own reasons, or maybe it's not a very big concern in their calendar. So it's more to do with the leadership of a particular church than it has to do with the church in general. So such kind of conversations, I've seen them happen in many churches, and I've seen them not happen in very many other churches as well. So it's more to do with where you are at that particular moment, which church you are in. What struggles do youth face? Temptations. Temptations ni mingi huko nje. Temptations ni mingi, especially, for example, when you're trying the Christian way, and you end up maybe with someone that is not a Christian, but someone that is not very committed in terms of Christ matters. So you find that there are things that they might want to do that you might not feel very comfortable in doing, but you end up doing. So it's a very big challenge. What would make the church feel like a safe space for young people to open up? One, unapatanga church mingi, they have like a youth leader, from one that is from the clergy. For example, you'd find a church where they have employed a youthful clergy who can connect with the youth, that now bridges the gap between those two people. So you find that issues that are relating to the church, the youth can be able to channel those ideas or issues towards through that youthful person, as compared to someone who is the age of maybe a parent, an older parent. Let me use the word, an older parent who has like a very big age gap with the youth. So the things that the youth might want to say, these people might find them not very important or might dismiss them. So yes. How can youth rebuild an honest relationship with God? So one, by knowing who you are in the first place, by knowing yourself first. Two, be part of a group that is focused on Christ. Be part of a group that is focused on doing things in the Christ-centered way. You would find that with time, you get to realize, or you get to identify things that would help you grow in this world of, in this Christian environment. So with time, you get to build that relationship with God by getting to read the word, getting to pray, getting to help out the needy, such kind of activities that happen within that setting. And with time, you find yourself that it's much easier to communicate with God as compared to when you don't have a relationship with Him. There are moments when I've seen youth feel at home. For example, when we organize for games, or when we have activities that involve, for example, going out, going on for example, like a children's home, you would find youth cooking together. You would find them participating in activities over there, and they are very happy about it. So hiyo ni kitu moja like imewabond, imewaleta pamoja. I feel that there is still a big opportunity to be played for the church in order for them to mentor the young people in terms of their talents. So I feel that that's a space where a lot can be worked out in terms of what's supposed to be done in order to help these people. For example, we can organize for camps where, for example, they come and learn about music, or you employ like a music teacher as such kind of a thing. Yes. When a new person comes in, we get to introduce them to the rest of the people. Two, we ensure that they have a colleague, or rather we attach them to a colleague that can follow up on them during the week. One of the ways that they can be encouraged to look out for each other is by being intentional in how you reach out to someone. One, for example, call someone during the week. Get to know about how their week is going. Get to know about how their life, their business, their school life, if they're in school, is going on. I believe that's one way of being very intentional about building a relationship with someone. Get to have very honest conversations with people. I think one of the reasons why mayouth wengi avoid church ama Bible study ni maybe sometimes wana feel the church is boring, service ni boring, a very honest answer ni church wana feel iko boring, ama unapata wao wenyewe hiyo concept ya like kuja kusikia word haijawaingia kabisa, so wao wanaifanya tu kama nini, wanaifanya tu kama program tu ya Sunday, like ni Sunday I have to show up in church, but hiyo concept ya kuwa very intentional na kubuild relationship na God si kitu iko ndani yako. So yes, that's it. What would make a young man go from just attending to belonging? One is how we, the rest, welcome them within the church space. I believe that has been one of the ways that has made a lot of people stick around, because when you feel welcomed, you get to want to come back again. So that's one of the ways that has helped us in helping members stick around. How do I encourage consistency without making it feel forced? I would say, one, make the people feel happy to be part of youth. That's the easiest way for people to be consistent about something. So make them feel appreciated about what they do, the little things that they do and the greater things that they do. 3, get to help them bond with other people within the community as well, so that even as they are coming to church, they know that they have a group of friends that they can talk to or engage with. How can church activities feel more connected to activities of young people? Interesting. I think one, allowing people to first of all talk about their personal issues. I think that's one way of bringing the outside world in here, so that you don't feel like the church is a very secluded place that you can't talk about some things. So one, allow people to be free, get to talk about the things that you are facing. 2, get to share ideas that you think would benefit yourself and also the other people as well. I think that's a way of making people bond in a way that they don't feel as if this is a very different space. So those two things would work. I believe the youth programs are intended for different purposes. So you would find, for example, a financial talk program that focuses on finances, because we know that many people right now are in the space where they need to understand their finances. You would find that other programs, for example, are intended for people to bond. For example, games. Those ones bring people together so that they can play, have fun together, get to know someone new. You would find that others, for example, involve mentorship from the older generation in terms of how life is and how to navigate life. So I feel the different programs get to play a vital role in helping the youth navigate life outside of church. What would make more youth excited about inviting other people? If 1, they feel safe being in such an environment. 2, if they are happy about the kind of friendships that they are building within the church community. So that would make them feel safe enough to invite other people as well. What kind of culture that I'm trying to build? I'd say a family vibe, where you don't feel as if you are coming to meet strangers, but rather you are coming to meet your other family members. I would want them to feel as if this is the very best place to have stepped in for you as a new person. I would want them to feel that I can come back again and someone will still remember my name and someone will still embrace me and continue this conversation together. If a young person comes feeling lost, so the very first thing, get to welcome them within a supply community. No judgments, nothing else. You just come, we just have a normal conversation. So you find that with time, these people get to feel comfortable enough to share their issues with one or two people that they might have bonded with within the community. So I believe that's one way of how we deal with things, because I as a chair can't get to everyone, but you as a member can get to one or two people that I can't get to. So that's one way I've been able to solve that issue of someone feeling lost, someone at pain. So getting to encourage the members to always greet a new member that comes to church, or any other member, getting to reach out even during the week. So I think as youth, we have a very big responsibility to play within our lives as well as the lives of other youth as well. So one of the things that I would say to my fellow youth is that be intentional in how you create your relationships with people. 2, get to be that one friend that reaches out to people during the week. It's not just a conversation that you usually have on Sundays. Get to be that one person that is there for people as well. At times it might be a challenge, because you would find that you are reaching out to people but they don't reach out back to you. So continue doing that, continue reaching out to people. You might find that you might be the last line of hope in someone's life. The other thing is that even in your workplaces, aspire to be the best at what you do. Aspire to be that one person that is very excellent at what they do. Be a good ambassador of Jesus out there. Be a good representative of the family where you come from towards the outer world. And I believe Jesus, who is our Lord and Savior, will be happy about how we are going on with our life. My name is Brian Kithinji, the youth chair, ACK St. Paul's. You have been watching Off the Record podcasts. Please like, subscribe, and share to your friends. Thank you.